It's not that typical. Test.
I will, I could.
It's the same thing over and over again. I'm gonna go back to work. This is,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like you. I'm gonna go back to work.
Maybe it'll try. Honestly, like I said this morning, I can work when and if I want. Work at.
You write an easy coder?
Assembler language.
Assembly.
But what I do mostly is.
I test.
With the old mainframe.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. City Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Councilmember Douglas,
Present?
Councilmember Hilberg,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem McCauley. Mayor Loman.
Here.
And for the record, let it be known that Councilmember Burris will be absent this evening.
Thank you. Can I get an approval of agenda order?
Motion to approve.
Seconded.
Thanks. All in favor?
Aye.
Right. And we'll move on to 1E, conflict of interest statement. Anybody got a new conflict of interest or anything?
No change. No.
Thank you. All right, item 2, the consent calendar. All items on the consent calendar are considered routine in nature and will be approved by one blanket motion with a council vote unless a council member or a member of the public requests an item be pulled from consent for discussion. Items pulled will be addressed after council completes the consent calendar vote and will require a separate motion. Are there any items that the council or the public would like to pull from consent?
Not I.
No, great. Any? Can I get a motion to approve the consent calendar?
So moved.
Second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And just as a reminder, this meeting is being live streamed, so please be sure to speak clearly into a microphone. You can come up to the podium or we can pass one out, and if you'd like to make a comment. Right, item 3, agency reports, Placer County Sheriff.
Good evening. How's everybody doing tonight?
Good evening.
Sergeant Toby Williams of the Sheriff's Office. Nothing new to report from last meeting, other than I'm aware of that graffiti spree, if you will, that happened last week. We have identified at least a vehicle, but we're trying to identify who the owners are of that vehicle and hopefully the people associated with it. So we're still working hard on it. We haven't seen, and at least haven't heard from you guys, but we haven't seen or heard of anything similar to that. Hopefully it's an isolated incident. But hopefully we can catch them. So.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'd like to ask a question
I'm sorry.
briefly.
Yes, sir.
So if we catch them, then what?
We prosecute. We obviously have to make sure that they are the ones that did the tagging or the vandalism, and we prosecute. I don't know what any sentences or guilty pleas or anything like that that we can get. Obviously, it's just going to be dependent on what kind of evidence we have and what the courts deem would be the punishment. That.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Thank you. No CHP tonight, Cal Fire.
Hey, good evening. I got a chance to meet a couple of you before the meeting started. For you gentlemen, I just wanted to introduce myself. My name's Eric Schwab. I'm the new East Division Operations Chief, taking the place of Chief Counts, who took a job in Sacramento. So I just wanted to introduce myself, give you a name with the face. I started my CAL FIRE career in the Nevada Yuba Placer unit. I was out of the Auburn headquarters office and covered the Colfax Alta area for 10 years and took a hiatus for 7 years to the other side of the river. And now I'm back and I consider this home. So I'm very excited to be back here. I'm looking forward to working with all of you and hitting the ground running and doing what I can do to help out. Any questions for me? Thank you very much. I'll have Chief Siebert give you the update. I've only been here 3 weeks, so he knows a lot more of what's going on than me.
What was your last name again, Eric?
Schwab, SDHWAB.
Thanks, Chief.
Good evening, Clint Seaver, Battalion Chief, Placer County Fire, CAL FIRE. Just a quick update for us. We have completed for this year the Burnt Flat pile burning project. We burned over 800 piles down there and completed just over half the project. So we're really pleased with the work that we did down there. For us, we're getting ready for burning with permits required. That's May 1st. And then it will go live to the automatic burn permit process, which is online. That's CAL FIRE burn permits. .gov. So you can go on there and get your burn permit. Is there any questions for us? All right, thank you.
We'll see you in the next item. Thank you. Do we have any nonprofits here tonight that would like to speak?
Good evening, council. My name is Loriana Checky. I'm the executive director for the Colfax Area Chamber. And just wanted to share a couple announcements and upcoming events. First of all, we are wanting to acknowledge 2 of our board members who recently left, Randy Ely and Tim Ryan. And with that change, our board has voted to not sponsor the Winterfest fireworks or vendors for this upcoming year, shifting our priorities to focusing on our business members. So we wanted to announce that and share that information, as well as offer support to any other local organizations that wanted to sponsor and take on that task. That does not affect the Santa Claus that's typically held by other organizations, as well as the parade that's put on by the Colfax Lions Club. So we just will not be monitoring or hosting the vendors for this year. Other announcements that are a little bit more uplifting. We have several new members that we wanted to acknowledge. West Coast Trains, located in Chicago Park, is one of our new members who's been a part of our community. And then also Rigid. We have Coffee and Conversation that will happen on the first Fridays of the month moving forward. So next Friday, May 2nd at 8 a.m., you can join us at the chamber office at 99 Railroad Street at the Historic Depot. And then also wanting to remind people of an amazing event that's coming to downtown this Friday. Excuse me. Richard Smith, which is a world-renowned guitarist, will be at the Colfax Theater this Friday, the 26th. Doors open at 5, and he'll be performing at 7:30 p.m. So that's what we wanted to share today. Thank you.
Great, thank you so much. Any other nonprofits tonight? All right. We don't have any presentations tonight, but we do have a public hearing item. Tonight, we'll have a hearing on our fire severity map ordinance. City planner, will you please introduce this item?
Good evening, Kathy Pease, planning consultant. PowerPoint. Do we have? Great. I'm here this evening because the state has a requirement for cities to adopt the fire severity maps. So this item, there are new maps for the Colfax area. Next slide. So the proposal would be to adopt the state of California fire severity hazard zone map for Colfax. And we propose to amend the health and safety ordinance, which is chapter 8.32 of the municipal code, to reference the state's map and include definitions for high and very high severity zones. So this, a little background, these maps were required from Senate bills. Back in 2021, maps were approved by the state fire marshal to identify areas that are moderate, high, and very high severity zones. The zones are based on a threat from wildfires, including the types of fuel, vegetation, slopes, weathers, and other factors. And in February of this year, the state fire marshal released updated fire maps. So those were adopted this month. And so jurisdictions are required to adopt the maps by May of 2025. So that's why I'm here. The entire city is either high or very high for fire severity. The red is very high and the orange is high. So the difference between those two categories doesn't make a lot of difference. So basically, if we're high, we still need to be cognizant of that. And that's part of the grant that the city's getting to help with home hardening and defensible space. Next slide. So there is no change with these maps to how we approach a defensible space. The area was already considered high severity, and the city's health and safety code already complied with defensible space requirements. So pretty quick item. We're proposing to introduce the proposed ordinance by title, conduct a public hearing, waive the first reading, and schedule the proposed ordinance for the second reading and adoption at the next regular meeting, which would be May 14th. So with that, I'm happy to answer any questions.
We spoke just briefly before the meeting. That map is pretty much impossible to read. It's very, very hard to find one's own property.
Yeah, so there is an online version. And so if folks have questions about what their property is designated, I'd be happy to look it up and let you know. They can call me or I can provide the link to the state mapping.
And then another thing, this is more an observation. It seems like when we do that survey that Mike Lucan told us about and come in and survey all property, that's going to be more detailed than this, I'm sure.
Absolutely, yep. This is
So-
pretty high level GIS.
So this will get displaced then by a better survey? I don't know.
So these are state of California maps that are adopted. So we are required by law to adopt the state's map. But Mike and the grant that the city has will provide more information. So this is kind of a procedural thing we need to do, but that will.
Okay, thank you.
Any questions from the public regarding this item? All right, anything online? No. Okay. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Can I get a second?
I'll second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
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 All right. Move on to item 6, public comment. It's your time to speak on any items not on our agenda tonight. Please come up or we can pass you a microphone and free to talk. Do we have any public comment tonight on any items not on the agenda? No? All right. Good night. Thanks, guys.
Go for it. No,
Wait a minute.
Oh,
no, she was being shot.
no, yep, no. I almost closed it. You almost lost your chance.
That was me. Yeah, I wanted to address the tagging that was done downtown. I became aware of it because I'm at my business very early in the morning. I was not happy when I came across this because of one reason and one reason only.
I don't talk politics in my business. I don't want to see politics blasted outside of my business because it incites conflict. It is inviting of conflict, and I don't want that. I don't want to upset my customers that with politics and right now is very volatile and that people are losing family, friends, and I don't want to lose customers. So I wanted that off of there. It was not appropriate. It was not okay. I've really done some research and talking to certain people. So getting some insight in this. It would be hard to probably prosecute, but it's very smart thing to do because I don't think opening our city up to this kind of messages in any way, shape, or form is a smart thing to do. Because then you're opening up to anybody and everybody and their free speech. We have to be careful with these kinds of messages, political especially. I don't want it outside of my business. It was not okay. And if they were standing on a street corner holding a sign with their faces to their message, that's one thing. I can walk by. I have the choice to walk by. I have the choice to engage if I'm interested in their cause, or I have a choice to walk by. But when it's posted up outside of my business, and I mean every square inch of my business, not just here or there, down the street, it was bam, 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 everywhere. I have a choice. I should not have to see that. My customers should not have to see that, and I should not face the possible loss of business that directly affected my business. It's vandalism. Period. If they intended to have a message put out by them, why were they sneaking around before anybody opened or was downtown? Did they intend to come back and clean that up? They're hiding behind anonymity and they thought they were doing something wrong, so they did it in the dark. It's not okay. I don't want to see that. It's very damaging and it could have highly affected my business. And we need to really take that in consideration, whether we want to affect our businesses downtown with political views or any other views as far as I'm concerned. I go back to when the KKK frickin' demonstration happened here in town. That still gets brought up to this day. I seen it in a comment on fricking one of our Colfax Facebook posts the other day. Do we get looked at as a racist town? Yes, because of that. Did that have anything to do with every single person's opinion in this town? It did not. Did that reflect? But do we get seen as a racist town now because of it? Yes, yes, we do. I don't want that. I don't like these negative and conflicting and inciting messages posted up in front of my business. I think they should be prosecuted. Will, what comes of it? Who knows? But it's vandalism. I'm done.
Thank you. Do we have any other public comment tonight? Okay, great. We'll move on to item 7, staff and council reports. Kim, got anything to report tonight?
Attend the Placer Economic Development Board for Weiler Street in Auburn. And we had a presentation, if anybody would like one of these, on the economic health and growth of Placer County. I just mentioned a few things that it says in there. I'll keep it under 5 minutes. There's 186,000 jobs in Placer County. 11% are government jobs. And one thing that was a little disheartening for me, because I was on SACOG, which you're on now, and our goal there is to get people to carpool and take public transportation. Unfortunately, 72% of the people drive alone in their car. We're not able to get people to ride the train or the bus. Let's see, what else do we have here? Gotta read my own writing here. Oh, 1% take public transportation. We need to do better in that area. And that's all. Thank you.
Thanks, Cam. Larry, you got anything for tonight?
I went to the Sierra Vista Center board meeting, and they're adapting between a board that they had and the board that they had now. And the meeting was kind of entertaining in some ways. There was a lot of disagreement, but after all the disagreement, it was really great. And they're struggling really hard to find ways to maintain that building. It's an asset to the community, and they have to do that by running events. And they're trying really hard. And right now, they're just kind of going along like that, keeping their nose above water with the money that they make. And I expect they'll be coming here because there's some serious maintenance things that they need some help with. So they'll be coming to the Bianchini board for that. Those of you that are on that. And that's it for me.
Great, thank you, Larry. Caroline?
All right, in the last 2 weeks, we have had an Air District Control Board meeting. We had the Heritage Park, which is the Move Your Caboose meeting, a SACOG meeting where we always discuss public transit. Kim, where with that 72%, when was that? When are those numbers from? Is that before, are those recent numbers out of
I
curiosity?
think the reason, I'll look it up to see.
I was just curious.
Other than.
Because we all know up here, there's not a lot of public transit up here for us to be able to
Right.
play with anyways, so.
Yeah.
And let's see, and then I get to go to a PG&E exercise for PSPS and wildfire. So I had a briefing on that yesterday. That's happening next week. And I think that's about it. So.
All right. Thank you. I have in the last 2 weeks attended the Pioneer Community Energy Board meeting and had a great long LAPCO policy workshop where we reviewed all our policies and making a bunch of improvements because the policies hadn't been updated since like 1998. So
Almost as bad as us.
yeah, exactly. I think our MSR is further out than that even. So
Yeah.
been a while.
Just quickly, Sean and I met on the street the other day and I didn't recognize him.
You're not the only one. Yeah, the only guy that's recognizing right off for some reason is one of the servers at Main Street. He recognized me last night and knew exactly what I wanted when I was gonna go to order. And no, not even my friends are recognizing me. So it's yeah, right. Yeah, I walked right in, so it's kind of obvious. But yes, thank you for bringing that to everyone's attention, Larry. Other than that, had a good time at trivia night too. But I'll save that for good of the order. All right, city manager.
All right, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I attended the initial solar walkthrough at the wastewater treatment plant to determine the next step to complete the intertie. The electricians will be coordinating with the operations staff to do a complete power shutoff to the facility. While adding additional wiring takes place, apparently the generator isn't wired quite correctly with the solar panel, so that'll have to take place. I attended the meeting with Four Leaf consultants and the city staff to discuss who's playing what parts with the home hardening and defensible space grant. Four Leaf has started phase 1 of the process, which is environmental phase. This should take about 6 months to complete. So after that, then they'll start looking at applications. Attended the Colfax Area Chamber of Commerce Mixer. Good fun and prepared or preparing the RFP for CDBG grant support. The document should be ready for distribution sometime tomorrow and go out. Maintenance staff, citywide vegetation cleanup. So you've seen them all over the city, pulling weeds, cutting, spraying, all that kind of stuff. They've been performing irrigation repair at different parks, broken sprinklers all through the winter. They returned, staff has returned to repairing the sidewalks that have been damaged by city trees. And last but not least, and they completed the installation of a heating unit at the courtyard in the building, so they won't be cold next winter. And I believe they've either in the process or have completed hooking a large commercial swamp cooler to that building too, so it's not horribly hot inside this summer.
That's good.
And that's all I have.
It's the least we can do, right? All right, thank you very much. I'll move on to council business. Item 8A is the only council business we have for tonight. It's an agreement with,
Okay, well, let me, so this is the agreement with TTJ Consulting. The city's issued an RFP for financial services after reviewing the proposals and conducting interviews. Staff is recommending TTJ Consulting, which is owned by Tim Jones. Tim will assist staff with preparing and maintaining city financial records, including grant reporting, providing expenditure guidance, and assisting with preparation of budget, among other financial things. And he is with us tonight on Zoom to introduce himself and answer questions.
thank you. Hi, Tim, thank you for joining us tonight.
You're welcome.
You'd like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, good evening, council members. Again, my name is Tim Jones. I'm the owner of TTJ Consulting, and I've had the pleasure of meeting a couple of you during the interview process and some of your staff. And I'm looking forward to, I think I heard the term earlier, hitting the ground running here very soon. We have a pretty extensive agenda with the tasks that the city has put out for service, and I'm looking forward to working with staff, management, and council members to hopefully make an effective and efficient changes to the way the city operates, whether it's what in accounting, the areas of accounting, or operational matters, policies, that sort of thing. I do come from a background of nearly 20 years in public service. And most recently, for the last 8 or so years, I've been in local government. And I find it particularly enjoyable working in local government, in particular JPAs, special districts in small cities such as Colfax, because there's typically a real need for expertise in some of the areas that the city is asking for help with. And with the support of council and management, I believe that we can make some significant changes in the coming years for the period of this contract, and that we can go back and to your residents and demonstrate the value of the expenditures and the delivery of tangible improvements to financial matters and operational matters that should be meaningful to your residents. So I do look forward to working with you, and thank you for trusting me to help you with this significant endeavor over the next several years. If there are any questions that you have, I'd be happy to speak to them.
Thank you. Council, do you have any questions on this item or for Tim?
No, we're just going to welcome you, Tim. Thank you so much.
Hallelujah. Thank you.
Does the public have any comment on this item or questions for Tim? No. All right. Thank you again for being here tonight to introduce yourself. We look forward to working with you.
All right. Thank you.
Can I get a motion to approve item 8A, an agreement with TTJ Consulting to provide financial services? Great, motion passes. We'll move on to item 9, go to the order. Tim, you got anything to go to the order tonight?
Something very, very small. I was reading a magazine called The Week. And I have a quote in there from The Week. It said, anyone, looking at the scarcity of the audience, kind of reminded me of this. Anyone who refuses to get involved in government will find that he is ruled by his inferiors. And that's from 2,000 years ago, Plato, believe it or not. So it was valid then and valid today. So people show up.
Thank you. Larry?
I'm going to share a quote as well that I got in an email. And the quote was from Buddha. And what Buddha said is, the trouble is you think you have time.
Nice quote. Caroline, you got any prophetic words of wisdom for us?
No, I'm
And-
gonna be your social calendar update for the day. No, I have no deep words of wisdom whatsoever, other than here's all the fun stuff you can do to support your city. We do have the PG&E open house meeting tomorrow at 4 o'clock at Sierra Vista Center. This is an open house on undergrounding and strengthening the power lines that PG&E is gonna do for us. We have Hades Town happening at the high school. That is the play that they are doing. It is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and you can still get tickets to it. There are flyers all over, and there's little QR codes on there to be able to do that. The concert that is happening on Saturday here at the theater with Richard Smith, there are now 2 ticket options on there. You can do the full thing that includes the wine tasting and the charcuterie and the concert, and they did make an option for just the concert portion only. So there is an option now for $30 just to come for the concert at 7 o'clock. You can purchase those online, very easy to do. If you're not sure how, you can contact me or Jason down there at CareSphere. TJ's is also doing a fundraiser for them that night, so you can have late lunch and dinner over there and wrap it all into one night and support both businesses. Let's see, what else do I have? May 4th, the Key Salon is hosting a car wash barbecue that is donation based for the 3rd of July for the fireworks. So make sure you have a filthy car, take it to over there. Caroline's grandkids are gonna wash it all. So that's between her grandkids and my kids, we'll see what happens. But she's hosting a barbecue, hamburgers, hot dogs, and it's all donation based to go for the fireworks. And you have your bulk trash pickup on May 7th, and I'm mentioning it because we don't have a council meeting before that. For those in city limits, and it's a 1-yard pickup this year. Instead of 3. Was very sad to see that. I've heard several comments about that.
I want to know what's up with that from Recology, why we're getting less trash.
Yeah,
this
it used to be a 3-yard pickup, and this year it is a 1-yard pickup. And then you have your garden club sale happening on the 10th. So make sure to go hit up the garden club sale, get all your good plants so you can have them and throw them in the ground, because then it's after Mother's Day and it's safe to plant in the garden. So.
Awesome. Thank you. Well, that saved me from doing any updates. So thank you for joining us, Randy. Is there anything you wanted to say? You just stopping by. I just wanted to make sure you got an opportunity to speak if you had anything. Yeah, we start at 6. So, and this is the shortest meeting, one of the shortest meetings ever. So. Yeah, like this is the very last thing we're doing. So if you'd like to make any comments or anything, if you showed up for that, yeah, you can go right there. Yeah, if you could.
There you go, ready to go.
I'll go ahead and open up public comment for everybody one more time, just to make sure it's fair, so everybody gets it.
I just want to ask, because I really think those picnic tables look really nice, a lot better than my Home Depot ones that I tried to maintain and all that. And I was just hoping that I could get a couple of those really nice looking picnic tables and umbrellas that they have over there.
Well, I can answer that. And
Oh.
Cal Fire makes them and they do not sell them to the public, unfortunately. So.
Cal Fire made
Cal
them?
Fire made those. Yes, they actually have a lumber mill on the highway there, and they made those tables, and they are not for public purchase. Only they.
So you can purchase.
The-
The council can.
The city can purchase them. But yeah, they're not available for public purchase.
Oh, it's not, I guess I Yeah, I guess I should elaborate. For the Red Frog, we have a business
Mhm.
with Colfax.
Right.
We have a makeshift patio like they do there.
Right.
And didn't you guys donate the picnic tables to them?
Railroad Days was able to get them through the city for that, but it's because that seating area is public property and it's public seating. I don't think the Red Frog is public. I'm gonna say that's private.
We
So,
could make it.
so yeah, I don't think it works that way, unfortunately. I wish I could say yes, but I did ask him because I've had several people ask. But I wanted to check with, the captain that I got them through and he said they do not allow them to sell them to the public, unfortunately.
So you put it out because it's considered a public.
Yes, that is
For the business.
correct. Those are public seating areas. They are not private. They do not belong to the city, the businesses whatsoever. They belong to the city.
But they just happen to sit outside of the business.
Yes, yes. Yep,
Is the Red Frog in city limits?
It is.
Yes.
it is.
Where'd that voice come from? Is that you over here?
Larry.
Oh, there. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
But,
Yes.
but the property that it's on is private property. It's not public property, so. I'm sorry, I
So
wish I
there's
could
no
say
way,
yes,
no
but
way around that, like if we push it near the street?
unfortunately, no.
No,
No, I'm sorry.
okay.
I wish I had a better answer. I
And other
really tried.
people have asked and they're not getting it either, so that for some reason makes me feel better. Okay.
I'm gonna say no to everybody because I would have put one in my backyard and I can't.
Okay, so I won't see anywhere else. All
Nope.
right, all right.
Don't
Okay.
Think a sale though?
Yeah.
You
No.
would think.
Oh, Cal
No.
Fire.
They would be inundated with orders. It's too nice and they got to do other fuel management
Oh, there.
projects and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah,
all
right.
That's hard when
They're made by the California Department of Correction inmates at the Growlersburg fire camp over there. So that's one of the.
Yeah, so it's not even an option to buy them because they.
Exactly. The state of California will only provide them to government agencies.
Okay, so if you ever do donate stuff to businesses, you'll include us then? Down the road? It's happened, you've done it.
Absolutely.
Good enough.
Yeah,
Thank you for
we'll-
your time.
We'll put you on the list. Thank you very much for coming tonight.
Well,
All right. Do we have any other public comment tonight?
I wanted to
Open it
thank
back.
Randy for showing up and increasing the congregation here by 33%. Thank you, Randy.
All right, now. No, it's up to you. I mean,
Yeah.
this is open public comment time again, since we have such a short meeting. Unless there's any objections from the council, but I already kind of screwed it up because I let Randy talk. All right.
Enough that I had to throw a pen at you, so you might as
We
well
have
come
Ken
up.
back.
Yes, she did. She threw a pen at me. And I wasn't the one who was talking so loud. I am trouble though, aren't I?
It's all right.
I don't know, we came here because we had some questions and I think a lot of other people do, especially old people. Yeah. About taking 8 parking places, and that's what we were talking about. I wanted to get some information before I came up in front of you all, so I could know more about what I was talking about. But just for my own personal observation and other people's and other people that have talked to me who are older, they don't understand why 8 parking places were taken in front of, and it's I know it's city territory, right? Belongs to the city, but we, the people, are the city. So there wasn't a lot of discussion that I knew about. I was busy because I had a school board meeting that night, so I didn't make it here. But you know I come. But I didn't even look at the agenda, and it's been a couple of months. But I just wondered, it just seemed, I know I've talked to several other people who own businesses, and they're worried that the parking, people will go parking in their front of their place and take up their parking places. And there are older people I talked to that said, geez, you know, I'm going to go to another pizza place because I can't walk that far. And there's a couple others in town. Go to Good idea. Good idea. So go to the Red Frog. Um, uh, and there's things we don't know about. I mean, I didn't understand, we were talking about it. Main Street Pizza has got a place in the back that they could put together, get together if they wanted to. I don't know about other places. It just seemed to me that 8 parking places is a lot for people who would like to park and go into the 10 miles. I mean, I would rather walk 10 miles. But some other people can't. It's just, I just had questions. And so do a lot of other people. Nobody will come up and talk to you guys.
Well, I can meet with you offline too, and we can flesh out your questions, but we have had multiple discussions on this. What we've settled at now is not the final product, and we will be working toward manipulating it to find what works best for the balance between parking and seating. So, yeah.
Okay, so if it doesn't work, they can buy the tables.
All right.
All right.
So we are making an earnest effort to try and find a happy medium here.
So the problem is discussing it with we the people.
No, that we've noticed it and we've discussed it, and there have been months and months of opportunities and multiple.
Really? I've never
Yes.
heard of it. I didn't even hear about it.
Well,
And I'm not.
everything, I can assure you that everything has been discussed and
All right.
gone over, and everybody has my email. I don't care if you're for it or against it or
I emailed you
indifferent
one,
to
you
it.
didn't email me back.
If you got any sort of opinion, please, reach out to me, and you can get a card here at the city hall, or if you send an email to the city clerk, she'll forward it to every council
Okay.
member. And
Okay.
I've responded to every single email I've got, and I have not got a single negative email. I've heard that there have been a few anonymous calls or a few people stopping by to say, express their opinions, that I haven't seen directly. But, other than that, it's been pretty overwhelmingly good. We're working with the businesses that are concerned about parking to make sure that
Okay.
that our final product is something that everybody agrees with as close as we can get it. And
So why did they take 8 parking places?
this is the design we're trying for now.
What's the reason?
That was this was what the final endpoint was, and where we decided to stop for a little bit and then move on from there. At a future council meeting, we'll discuss a little bit of design, or the city manager has the authority to go and move it however he sees fit, without discussing. So if he thinks that something's not working, or for a particular event or something like that, it needs to be moved or adjusted or whatever, he can go and do that outside of a council meeting. But we're trying to have as much discussion inside of a council meeting so that everybody gets a say in it. Like, just like this right now, being able to put
Okay.
somebody up to discuss.
Is there any way that you could tell me what the reason is of why that actually happened, or?
To allow multiple businesses to enjoy the use of the space, and it seems to have been getting enough use, especially on the weekends, to warrant.
So anybody
that
can
many
use that
tables.
space?
Absolutely.
Okay,
That
that's good
is
to
a
know.
public seating area. It's not assigned to any business. The businesses don't have any control over what we do there. We definitely approve their opinion, want to hear their opinions, and we want
Right.
to work around what their thoughts are on
Okay.
it. We want to make sure it all gets fleshed out.
That makes
But
sense.
that's why it's not permanent yet. That's why
Okay.
we didn't go ripping up asphalt or pouring concrete or doing anything more than what we had, really.
Okay,
And just kind of cleaning it up.
Okay.
It's pretty much back to what it was.
sounds good.
All
Thank-
right.
Thank you.
That made you go out and get seats.
So the question was there feedback that there wasn't enough seating? There has been also the arrangement in front of the buildings, making sure that it was recognizable that multiple businesses could use it was kind of a goal there too, I guess. So, like I said, it's not permanent. We're gonna see if we're not getting enough occupancy for the seating, or it's getting too packed, we'll be able to adjust accordingly since it's all movable. So I've been on council for a while, and I just gotta say that there's no way to make everybody happy. Like, you can take the simplest thing and everybody's going to have a difference of opinion. And usually the best thing you can do is just try and find a happy medium on this stuff and bring it as close to what everybody wants as possible. And then nobody's happy, but they're close. So there's not really two ways around it, except for just making 49% of people unhappy. So try and get everybody an equal amount.
I would invite you also, if you have questions, to email me
Mhm.
regarding the questions that you asked, along with Sean. I can express some answers.
I want to chime in on the same topic, also representing the chamber once again, because we do get a lot of feedback on this, just in general in downtown. And most common complaint is that our businesses aren't open consistently, or they're not open on the weekend, and that there's not enough keeping people here for longer than, stop at the market or something like that. So we greatly appreciate it. I know that this kind of filled in a footprint that recently was there from when there was some COVID grants to get some outdoor seating. So it's really nice to see that there. And I know it does take up some space, but it also brings and keeps people down here. And it's a good temporary solution to where let's get the business and we can kind of rework it. So thank
One more. We were going to have a short meeting, but then I had to go and open up public comment again. So that's all right. No, please.
No, I wanted to say what the reasoning I gave back to her. The 8 parking places, 4 of our vehicles from our work crew are parked now in the back lot. We got permission from Rocky to park our vehicles off and out of the parking places, 4 of them. So you've got 4 vehicles off the road. 4 vehicles off the road. Thank you. You're welcome. We worked hard on not parking in any of the spaces out front of the businesses so that we didn't take up those parking places. So I feel like the 4 places in front of my business, which is for the community, not my business, never was for my business. It's for everybody to enjoy. Those 4 parking places, we've taken care of by getting our cars off the streets. It would be nice if all the businesses did not park in front of their businesses and then complain about not having parking in front of their businesses. But like I told you too, I've been monitoring it since it went in. Just in my busy hours, I go out and I take pictures of the street and around the corner and all the parking places that are empty. And during my busy hours, that people are free to use, and I haven't seen a problem yet. Of course, there are going to be times when the parking isn't there, but again, you're welcome, because that means we're thriving and doing good. And those sitting areas are highly inviting, and people will stop when they see areas like that. And they will come and they will check out your businesses more. They will enjoy your restaurants and your streets a lot more just by getting out and enjoying the outdoor inviting setting. And I think there's a misconception that we don't have enough parking. I do understand we have signs coming in that will direct people behind the yellow building there, that there is plenty of parking. And I think people will get used to it. They just don't know it's there. And it's not 10 miles away, so you're good. So I've got no negative feedback. I've got all positive feedback, and I hear a lot of people are really happy with it. So there's 2 misconceptions. We do have plenty of parking, and that is not for any particular business. That is for the community to enjoy. And I've seen people come in on Sundays when we're closed with Starbucks and other items of food and enjoy the area. So, it's already drawn people in. No, but it's not labeled that it's for us either. Our names are not on that. It is totally a community center sitting area. Well, people should know that. I mean, we've been discussing this for months, months. This has been going on for months, and there has been a lot of public feedback. There's been a lot of the public that have helped, yeah. So that's it. We can go home now.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Randy, she got the umbrellas too. So if you want the nice umbrellas, she's the one to talk. Yeah, she's the one to talk to. She figured out where those are. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yes, those are for sale. You can get those.
Lowe's would be happy to take your money. That's where she got them from, was Lowe's. Yeah, she bought them. I went and picked them up. She bought them, but they came from Lowe's.
Or the other communities?
No. I went on together with them, just, yeah.
They do, man.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Just say.
That was the whole idea of the budget sitting there. So we don't want to, you know, we don't want to.
But they're not gonna match next year because we can't handle the brown.
We'll make them all match. They could just be a different color. How's that? Yeah. All right. I've really enjoyed this open forum council meeting very much. I hope that was acceptable for everybody.
It's all good.
All right. Close the public comment on for this round. Okay. We don't have a closed session tonight. Larry, Kim, Caroline, unless you got anything else? No, all good. All right. Meeting adjourned. Thank you, guys.